8.
It's November 8th, Ukraine Media Center confirmed continues its operation. My name is Svetlana Cheparenko, and now we will be talking about the situation with blockade by the Polish transporters of the checkposts in the border with Ukraine. And joining us online is Andrii Demchenko, spokesperson for the State Bodyguard Service of Ukraine. Good afternoon, Mr. Andrii. Good afternoon. So, Polish strikers continue their blockade of checkposts in the border with Ukraine. Yesterday there was information about 2 checkposts, today there is information about 2 of them. So what is the situation for the time being? What's going on in the blocked checkposts? We previously reported, Mr. Andrii, we're hearing you quite bad. Can you please repeat something? The complications of the movement is documented in 3 checkposts in Yahodyn, Krakovets and Rava-Ruska on the Ukrainian side. But talking about the situation with the way in and out, the situation is different because, for example, all the 3 directions are blocked on the way to Ukraine. So the strikers, the participants of the strike, they only let 1 or a couple of vehicles per hour, which results in decrease of the number of vehicles crossing the border in Ukrainian direction. The situation that started on the 6th of November after 13 o'clock. First, they blocked the entrance to Poland from Ukraine in the checkpost of Yahodyn. However, in the area of Krakovets and Rava-Ruska, the movement of trucks was continuing to Polish side. The Polish side was accepting all of the trucks, but yesterday after 1700 the Polish side stopped letting the trucks into Poland in Rava-Ruska checkpost as well. So in fact, crossing of the border can only be performed at Krakovets on the Ukrainian side to enter Poland. At the same time, the strikers don't block the movement for passenger vehicles and the buses. They continue easily crossing the border on the way in and out of Ukraine. Unfortunately, the strikers, the blockers, they stated that their actions will be of long-term nature, at least until the end of the year. However, we expect their activities to wrap up shortly because it harms the interests of the both countries. Mr. Andrii, so what is the number of trucks that, cargo trucks that were accumulated in the border? Well, first in Krakovets and Rava-Ruska we did not observe any accumulation. Only in the evening of 6th of November the cargo vehicles started coming to the borders that were lining up in a queue, expecting to cross the border further on. But as of the morning, as of today's morning, there was about 1,000 of transport vehicles, cargo vehicles, waiting to cross the border in the direction of Poland, and half of them are located at the checkpost of Yahodyn. Well, you've mentioned, and we also observed this situation, that the strikers led through the humanitarian cargo and the buses, but this accumulation of cargo trucks, does it affect the speed of crossing the border by humanitarian cargo? Of course, it does affect the speed of transportation. However, the strikers mentioned that they led through any fuel trucks or humanitarian cargo trucks. But I can say there is a significant accumulation of vehicles in the checkposts that intend to cross the border. And periodically we hear the information that the participants of the blockade make statements that they will probably let one vehicle per hour through, even not depending on the type of cargo being transported. The Polish strikers motivate their actions by the fact that the empty cargo trucks enter Poland, get loaded there, and then they spread around the whole of the European Union. Did you observe such a situation that the empty trucks come to the border to cross it and then get loaded in Poland? Well, even the empty trucks can cross the border, but according to the information that we got from our Polish colleagues, according to what the participants of the strike say, they just see certain type of competition with the Ukrainian transporters, and they made a number of demands. For example, the cancellation of visa-free regime for Ukraine, and then creation of a separate lanes for empty vehicles which use the European number plates. But according to information from the Ministry of Infrastructure, the participants of the strike did not provide Ukrainian party with any official demands. However, previously, the Ministry of Infrastructure asked the Polish side to make a meeting with the participation of all parties involved from both Ukraine and Poland in order not to allow this blockade or find the ways out of this situation to make sure that intensity of transportation of cargo across the border continues at the same level. So how can the Ukrainian transporters now plan their routes, and how can the State Border Guard Service improve the situation? Well, we can only fulfill the tasks vested in us, including the exchange of information and coordination with our Polish colleagues to understand how threatening is the situation for the time being, but at the same time, our advice to the cargo transporters would be to avoid those directions, to wait until the movement is unblocked, and to pick other routes, other checkposts, because they continue their normal operation in order to cross the border. I'm reminding you, there are 16 checkposts in the border with Poland and other countries of the European Union and Moldova. There is electronic queue where they can register and somehow plan their routes. Meanwhile, these 3 checkposts are blocked for the time being. Mr. Andrii, thank you very much for clarifying the situation with the blockade of checkposts in the border with Poland. I'm reminding you, joining us was Andrii Demchenko, spokesperson for the State Border Guard Service of Ukraine, and Ukraine Media Center Ukrinform will continue its operation tomorrow. We're putting together the schedule for tomorrow. Thank you for staying tuned.